What is the fastest way a room of happy people turned sour you've witnessed? I was on a Chicago to NY flight. We all get on the plane, but were delayed taking off due to a heavy storm going on. About 20 minutes in, everybody was still pretty calm until the pilot announces they're working on getting our baggage loaded, because it's been sitting on the tarmac this entire time. The entire plane looks out, and sees all our luggage just sitting there in the pouring rain uncovered, and starts freaking out. I was watching Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon in a movie theater when it came out in the early 1970s. The projector died during a fight scene. When the boss got drunk at the Christmas party and let slip that there was going to be layoffs coming in the new year. That's just terrible. Last year at our Christmas party they let it slip that they would be shuffling all the crews around so the people we've been working with for the last 10+ years would all be on different shifts. That sounds like some middle school desk shuffling bullshit. Bride throwing up on herself and the dance floor during the first dance. She tried to hold it back, but the groom just pointed her towards the dance floor and she let rip. Was impressive. Similar story, bride and groom plus the 6-person wedding party finished a handle of Fireball after the ceremony and before coming into the reception. Their introduction song was a swing dance song, and the groom tries to swing her under and between his legs. She had her head thrown back and smacked the back of her head on the ground, knocking her unconscious for 5 minutes. To top it off, he stepped on her skirt before he swung her, ripping a huge tear in her dress. People started leaving before and after dinner began. I love the thought process. Spend a gigantic amount of money for a single day. Invite everybody in your life that means anything to you. Drink an entire handle of Fireball and see what happens. I made the mistake of playing categories with my mother. She said, "No foreign words, you have to use English words." Fine, fair enough. She then called out someone for using a foreign word. I can't remember, it's been 10 years. He took off the points. The next fucking round she used 3 foreign words. I called her out on it and she said it was no big deal, it was just a game. I argued that not only had she set the rule, but that she already called someone out for doing it. She called me a fucking asshole and left the room. The Thanksgiving family time was over as pretty much everyone decided that was the time to leave. Total time from game start to end of the family time. 6 minutes. In Portugal during the World Cup. Get there early to find the street bar in the center with a big screen. Place is soon packed. England start really well and everyone is singing and laughing. All of a sudden the bar up the road erupts into massive cheers. Lots of people go out into the road to see. Apparently someone just dropped an entire tray of drinks. We all laugh and go back to watching the game. 10 seconds later England score. Our bar erupts and we spill into the street. The bar up the road is deadly silent now. Weird. The game starts again and the bar up the road starts shouting again. Nothing in the game. What's going on? People look up the road again. Can't quite work it out. Then a really bad tackle goes in and the penny finally drops. Our bar's TV is the only one using satellite and all the other bars have cable. Our feed is about 20 seconds behind everywhere else. Every exciting moment is audible about 20 seconds before we get to see it. Have never seen a bar empty so fast in all my life. Bad snowstorm started about 4 AM a few years ago. My coworkers and I were texting each other thinking no way would they make us come into our job today, we're non-essential workers. We're all home waiting for the email to go out regarding whether or not our boss would give us the day off. Email finally goes out around 7:30 AM saying that we would have a shorter day but everyone must show up for work by 9. So I layered up, cleaned off my car, shoveled out of my parking spot and headed to work on very precarious roads. I got to work on time and was greeted by my co-workers who were all pretty happy just to not have gotten into an accident on the way over. All of the clients and meetings had been cancelled, so there was a party-like atmosphere. Just as we were talking about playing charades, we get another email from the boss saying because road conditions were so bad they were closing the agency after all and everyone had to go home. This was 20 minutes after we had all got in there. I have never seen 20+ people all scream "Are you fucking kidding me?" at the same time before. It was absurd and everyone was pissed. I am pissed for you. Telling them they're all going to be let go just before Christmas. Walmart is really bad about letting the seasonal people go the same week as Christmas after spending 90 days building them up as having a chance of being more than a temp. I'm currently a Walmart cashier and was forced to work Thanksgiving, Black Friday, with no extra pay. That did not bode well with anyone who was even semi-new. Everyone thought we'd be getting $21 per hour, plus they cut hours earlier in the week so everyone thought they were accommodating for the extra pay, cheap bastards. Not exactly a room, but our plane landed home after my company spent a year in Iraq. Our company commander previously told us to tell our families that they shouldn't come out to the tarmac to welcome us back because it would be a fucking circus and you'll just see them later anyway. Stepping off the plane, who are the first and only people we see? Our fucking commander's wife, 3 kids, parents, grandparents, brothers, and numerous cousins, friends. Was on a team, about 15 people, for a special project for a regional internet service provider. During the bi-weekly team meeting, the manager was super pumped about how far ahead of schedule we were due to some new processes we came up with. After about 20 minutes of attaboys, the manager concluded with telling us all we were being laid off in the same tone of voice she used for the whole meeting, issuing a bunch of praise. Most of us awkwardly laughed for a couple seconds thinking she was joking. She was not. Family gathering was going great until the host realized she was missing thousands of dollars worth of jewelry. She started accusing everyone of being thieves until her husband said he put it away without telling her. One day at work we had an hour meeting followed by a planned pizza party as a reward for meeting some safety goal. They'd been telling us all week not to worry about food because they were getting pizza. Well, after the meeting was sitting around waiting for the pizza to get there when our boss comes in and tells us there was a failure of communication and no one actually ordered the pizza. If you want to see 50 factory workers go from excited to murder ready in less than a second, that's what you tell them. I worked at a casino for a couple of years and the joke is totally true. How do you piss off 500 old people? Yell, bingo. We had to work on a holiday but management didn't, so there was nobody to unlock the building. We waited outside from 7 a.m. until 7:45 and were told that if we didn't get in by 8 we could go home. 7:55 the manager shows up and lets us in. At a small gathering, as the lid was lifted on an extra-large pizza, a guy with a miserable cold sneezed directly onto it. Please tell me he offered to buy a new pizza. It's been 3 hours. Fuck that guy, I'm assuming he didn't. Someone admitted that they took advantage of a very, very drunk woman in a game of Never Have I Ever. Whole company, 60+ people, gathered at a product unveiling, cheerleading event where we were expecting surprising news bonuses. Instead, we were informed that the least senior and biggest dickhead was promoted to partner. All downhill from there. In grad school we were gathered in a room to hear about how the last term of classes in the program was going to be cut due to a new law regarding educator requirements for the state. Everyone was stoked because it was gonna save us like $5,000–8,000. Then they told us that due to state budget cuts, our total tuition was going to double. Was bartending on one of our restaurant's busiest days. Place was packed. A man and a boy of about 9 couldn't stop wrestling and giggling. The man, about 30 years old, started repeatedly yelling, "I'm gonna grab your penis." Yeah, the whole place dropped dead silent. Mother grabs the kid and says they need to chill out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Reddit content.